You know, because it'll turn you into a zombie, an emotionless zombie. It'll take all your ambition away. It'll strip all your desires away. And once you've gotten a taste of that drug, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. You seen the title, so we're gonna talk about what is it like to be addicted to fentanyl, the truth, the honest truth. Now, I've been addicted to a bunch of drugs. I gotta say, man, fentanyl is the worst of them. You know, there's nothing, I don't understand even why it's so addictive. And I've even been addicted to other opiates. Something about that fentanyl is just like you'll sell your soul for it, man. So, what it's like being addicted to fentanyl is you're pretty much your life starts to revolve around this drug. And you start to give up any type of values that you have to get this drug. Now, it don't start out that way, but it definitely ends up that way. Fentanyl is the reason that a bunch of people have lost everything they have, burnt bridges with their families, ended up homeless on the streets, because the drug just wraps itself around your mind so hard, your life literally just becomes centered around this drug, around fentanyl. I've never experienced a drug that literally made me get to the point where I felt like I would do anything to get it. It's insane. And that's why it's so dangerous. I think it's different than heroin and other opiates. I'm not saying it's much different, but I do believe it's a little more addictive. Like, it messes with your brain. I got to a point where, you know, I was willing to damn near do anything to get this drug, man. So being addicted to fentanyl is just, it consumes your life. It consumes your entire life. And that's not good, guys. You don't want that. You know, I want to put a disclaimer. You know, this is for educational entertainment purposes only. I strongly advise anybody watching this video to never do fentanyl. Not only that, you can die the first time you do it. There's actually a high chance too. Like, it's not like this is something that happens and it's uncommon. No, it's very common. People, the first time people do fentanyl, a lot of times they die, or overdose at least, but don't die, but just overdose. It's extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. But I used to know people back in my hometown. You know, for those of you that don't know, I moved out of my hometown, moved up to Nashville, Tennessee to get clean. But I remember just seeing these people. And this is before I really got addicted to it myself. I would see these people and their life was just so wrapped up around this drug. Now, at this point, I had other things going on. I had a job, I had a life, you know, but I would do my thing on the weekends, and I would dabble in the fentanyl. And I never could understand, man, how are you so wrapped up on this drug? And then it happened to me. It happened to me. I lost everything, and I got wrapped up in that drug too. My daily life turned into waking up, figuring out how I was gonna get high, and figuring out how I was gonna go to sleep high. That's how my addiction turned out. This is the honest truth of what fentanyl addiction is like. And like I said, it don't start out that way, but it can most definitely end up that way. And you can end up, if you don't die, but you can end up to a point where you've got some choices to make. You can try to go to rehab, you can try to get clean on your own, or you can continue to use and eventually die, because it's gonna eventually kill you. You know, the people that have made it out like myself are very lucky, and that's why I share my story to the world. That's why I share my story, because I know I'm lucky to still be here. I know I'm lucky to still be here. That addiction is a beast. Look at the numbers in America, at what it's doing to people. I mean, we're in an epidemic, a crisis right now. This drug is not no joke, and it's only getting worse. So the way I'm fighting back is making these videos, and hopefully I can just put seeds in people's heads to not go do it. If anybody ever presents it to you, say, I'm good, bro. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Because let me tell you, people are going to try to tell you, oh man, this is the best high in the world. And don't buy that shit. Don't buy that shit. You know, because it'll turn you into a zombie, an emotionless zombie. It'll take all your ambition away. It'll strip all your desires away. And once you've gotten a taste of that drug, you know, I'm not saying you're gonna do this, but more than likely you're gonna want more. And that's how it starts, man. This is what it's like being addicted to fentanyl. You know, there's people out there that even done way worse things than me to get the drug. You know, it'll take your soul, and you'll be ready to, you know, rob somebody, you know, do something crazy, end up in prison over your addiction. It's not worth it. So before you even let it start, say no. Don't even allow it into your life, not one time. Not one time. You know, stick to your little weed or whatever. I don't advocate any drug use. I try to advocate sobriety on my channel. But you know, if you're gonna do something, weed would probably be the way to go. I personally don't like weed, but like I said, I'm not trying to promote drug use on here. So actually disregard I said that, but stay clean and sober. But if you're gonna stay away from anything, stay away from that fentanyl, bro. Stay away from that. And it's killing everybody. You hear about it all the time. It's killing everybody. I've heard stories of people. I mean, you can ride down the street in my city and see people walking down the street, and you know they're addicted to fentanyl. You know they're addicted to it. Because let me tell you something about fentanyl addiction. Fentanyl addiction is the only drug that'll truly make you have peace of mind when you have nothing, when you're living on the street. That drug will make you emotionless to it. It'll numb it. And what happens is when you lose everything because of the drug and you end up in that situation, it makes you want to keep doing it to numb out the pain of where your life is now. That's what happened to me. You know, for a year, a little over a year, it had a hold of me, but it didn't have a hold of me to the point where I was waking up every day trying to get it. You see what I'm saying? But when I lost my job and lost everything, the reality of that, I didn't want to accept it. And that's how this addiction turns out for a lot of people. It always starts fun for people, but what's going to happen is you're going to keep doing this drug, and something very dramatic, detrimental is going to happen in your life because of this drug. And it's going to make you want to use it more because you don't want to accept the reality of what this drug has done to you. It's almost like digging a hole deeper and deeper and deeper. The more you do that drug, the deeper your hole gets dug. The deeper you get and the harder it is to climb out. So don't that sound like something you just don't even want to start? Just stay away from it. Don't even start it. You know, this fentanyl addiction is no joke. And if you're a young person watching this, listen to me. You will avoid so much pain and drama and just negativity by simply saying no to fentanyl. Just say no. It's not hard. You know, once you're already addicted to it, it becomes extremely hard to say no. It becomes damn near almost impossible. But if you're out here watching this, interested in, you know, what is fentanyl addiction like, I'm giving you the raw truth, and you need to stay away from it. You would be wise to take my advice. You would be extremely wise. You know, don't do that to your life, man. Don't do that to your family. Stay away from that stuff. Stay away from it. It will ruin your life. And another thing about fentanyl is when people say it'll ruin your life, that's not a maybe. It's not like, well, maybe it'll ruin your life. It's going to. That shit grabs a hold of you and it don't let go. It don't let go. You've got to rip yourself from its grips. And it'll be the hardest thing you ever been through in your life. Ain't that something that sounds like you just don't want to do it? I mean, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Somebody ever offers you fentanyl, get away from that person. Get away from them. I don't care if they're your best friend since third grade. Get away from them. You tell them that if that's what you want to do, we can't even be friends, bro. But if you want to get away from that stuff, we can continue being friends. That's how you gotta be. It's sad, but it's true. But that's fentanyl addiction, guys. That's what it's like. That's what it is. I've been through it. Make sure you like the video. Leave a comment if you want to ask me any questions. Subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. And as always, peace out.